Let's see how we can give our characters magical powers using Premiere Pro and After Effects. So let's begin with our first video. Drag it into your timeline to make a sequence. So here I have a person with a wand, and I'm going to attach some magical powers on top of this wand. So one thing is to track that wand, attach the magical video on top, and also replicate the lighting that it would have on the wall and this side of her face. So let's just take a look and decide which magical power I want for this video. Gonna go with this one. Make your in point, then make your out point. Drag the video right above, and now we got this magical power. So I'm just going to either slow down my magical power or have it slowly show up in my video. Gonna cut the video right after this and get rid of the excess bits. Now grab both of these, right click, replace with After Effects composition. Once you're in After Effects, we're going to begin by making a new null object. Call this wand. Then go on your video at the start of your timeline, track motion. So my magic thing shows up here. And what I'm going to do is to put my playhead right around here, maybe a few seconds before, and start tracking from here. So grab this guy, put it on an obvious point on the wand, then you're going to test your point. If it jumps around, you just need to pull it down for a couple of frames, and then After Effects should be able to pick up the rest. So I'm just going forward with the tracking. You can see here it's good. And I'm just going to keep doing this until the end. If you saw that the lining is good, you can just press the Analyze Forward button and just let After Effects do its thing. I'm going to do that and then I'll be right back. So there we are. Now I have these tracker points on my wand. Apply the points to the null object. And now we got all of this data. So let's bring the magical video in, change the blend mode to screen. And I want to first position it on my wand. So just grab it, play it back and make sure that it stays in a nice spot. Once you have your positioning, match this, pick whip this to the wand, and now it's going to stay on the wand no matter the location. So my center is a bit off. I'm going to undo this. Go to the beginning. I think the center would be around here. All right. Now I can connect it again, and I got myself a better result. So I have my magic power, but it's looking a bit artificial because, well, the magic power is not casting anything onto the wall and my subject. So we can do this inside After Effects. It's a lot easier here. But you could also do this inside Premiere Pro with some mask path keyframes. So I have this right here. It's looking good. Let's click away and begin by making an adjustment layer. So just make it right here. And with the adjustment layer, I'm just going to make like a brighter version of the wall with like hints of the blue from the magic power. So get a lumetri color, add it on your adjustment layer. Let's call this blue light. And on the blue light, we're going to just make things brighter. add some blue temperature. And then we're going to mask it so that we can see how far we need to go with the rest of the sliders. So grab your pen tool, grab the adjustment layer, and just make a mask around this area. So just do something like this. Half her face needs to be lit with this light. Pull it in closer so it kind of fades as we get further away. Hit M twice, feather the edges, and now we got the right glow. So you can see the difference that this makes. You can pull this underneath the magic power so it does not interfere with the brightness of this. Now just connect this to the wand since the movement will be the same. Gonna cut it here, Command Shift D, because before that we don't really have anything going on. So moving forward, I can see that my video is a little too small. So hit S and just extend the length so I don't get those black bits. All right, now if you want to make this more realistic, we need to add like a flickering effect because right now the light is pretty constant even though the magic power is like shifting over time. I'm gonna bring my resolution down and grab an exposure effect. Add this on the blue light layer. Close this off. Add a small amount of exposure. Then Option or Alt, click on the stopwatch, and we're gonna type wiggle the frequency and the number of times that it's gonna wiggle in a second. Wiggle 2.8. But notice how it's getting brighter and darker as we go. I'm just gonna copy this, put it in another adjustment layer. And just paste the exposure effect here. This way I can like lower the brightness and just make it suitable. I'm going to try add for the magic power video just because it wasn't glowing as much as I'd like it to. And there's my video. Command S. Let's go back into Premiere Pro and bring the effect together. So I'm just going to head over to the Lumetri workspace. Get a new adjustment layer. Put it right above. Grab the adjustment layer. And with the Lumetri color panel, we're just going to add more contrast and have this magic power be the focus of everything. So increase your contrast, make it colder, saturation, darken the shadows, highlights, vibrance, and so far it's looking good. If you want, you can add some blue to it. I'm just going to lift it up a bit. And perhaps add some purple. Looking good. Let's close this off. And there's my video. I'm also going to add a simple vignette to bring the attention towards the subject and the magical powers. So now we get this effect. And let's go back into After Effects. The adjustment layer that we made needs to start here with the rest of the magical effects. Command Shift D, get rid of it. Command S, go back here. In the beginning, we're not supposed to get any flashing lights. So make sure it shows up when the power shows up. We are a bit off on the timing. Let me just go in here and see exactly when the thing shows up, the magical powers. And then we can grab the blue light, hit T, and make keyframes for opacity. Do the same thing with the flashing lights, matching it with the blue light layer. 58%. So here is how my video is looking. And it's looking pretty good. So you can work with the speed of the flickering and the effect by going back into After Effects. So this was the first example. Now let's take a look at the second one where we have a different situation. So here we do have the magic wand, but the subject kind of throws the magic away. We're going to match the movements inside After Effects with some additional steps. So let's continue with this effect in the next part.